Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today we're going to be talking about the flames behind America. Is it going down, ladies and gentlemen? Oh my God, can it be happening? Because Moody's now has jumped into the mix. That's right, they've downgraded 10 banks that you may know. That's not all. The Fitch rating also went from a triple A rating to double A plus rating for the credit of the United States. The tale of two economies, the stock market or Main Street. Main Street it seems to be on fire. Let me know what you think. Stay tuned for the information, please, and welcome. Stop Struggling Now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you so much for being here. And remember, please share the videos. You never know who needs to have this information. Not everybody's into Wall Street and checking out the stock market and checking out the financial news and updates. So this will help out a little bit. But first, we have to go to the Stop Struggling Now YouTube channel page. Why? Just to show you SSN Nation Academy, SSNU. It's the no guru zone, ladies and gentlemen. We don't have courses to sell. We just sell you, and shall I not use the word sell, we give you information that can help change your life. Now, let's get on with it here. Notice we have members of the channel, which YouTube kindly shows a few of them on this right-hand side. You'll also notice that there's a community tab here. Under the community tab, members receive special messages specifically for them. Members receive 1 or 2 videos per month specifically for them. Members can also be the only ones in the chat room on Wednesday night live streams at 8:50 p.m. Everybody else can watch, but only members can be in the chat room. Members can also join me on any live stream themselves because they have the link to get into the live stream under the community tab. Please, if you'd like to become a member, hit the join button over here on the right-hand side. That would be greatly appreciated. Now, let's get into the thing at hand because we need to discuss Moody's. That is the first thing. It's a rating system. Moody's cuts ratings of 10 U.S. banks. I will have the CNBC article down below. Put some big names on the downgrade watch. Look at these big names. Oh, and by the way, Major Lenders Bank of New York Mellon, U.S. Bank Corp., State Street, Truist Financial, Cullen/Frost Bankers, Northern Trust are now under review for a potential downgrade. I like it. I love it. And I'm telling you, we've been on this for 3-4 years. They've been manipulating the system so these banks could not fail. But that manipulation comes to an end because you have 2 ways to go. Print more money, which causes inflation. Don't print money that causes your stock market to drop. Where the top 10% of the wealthiest own 90% of the stock, so they can't have that. That's their clients. They're holding their clients' money at their bank as well. Moody's also changed its outlook to negative for 11 banks, including Capital One, Citizens Financial. Are you guys hearing me on podcast? Fifth Third Bank Corp. Among the small lenders receiving an official ratings downgrade, M&T Bank, Pinnacle Financial, BOK Financial, Webster Financial. Now, not to mention the ones that I've already talked about at first, but I'll go over them just in case you weren't quite paying attention. Northern Trust, Cullen/Frost Bankers, Truist Financial, State Street, U.S. Bank Corp., Bank of New York Mellon. All of these are a risk. U.S. banks continue to contend with interest rate and asset liability management, known as ALM. See, they have to give these acronyms because if you actually start saying the words asset liability management, that gets a little scary. So change it to ALM. All is good. Now, we've already had banks failing, bailouts, all kind of things so far this year. And the July Federal Reserve rate is 5.25 to 5%, as they mentioned here in the article. Now, again, down below in the description, there will be a link to this article so you can read it yourself. Because if you think that this is just something that's mild, this is something that they're saying now that happened in the 2000s, 2006, 2007. The same thing was going on. And then the guys, the powers that be, the governments, don't worry, everything will be fine. All right? It's not everything's going to be fine. You need to worry because nothing was straightened out 12, 13, 14 years ago up until now. Still hasn't been done properly. Moody's warned that a worsening in asset quality is on the horizon. So do you think that's good enough? Do you think it is? Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? How about if we go here? Fitch downgrades Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac after U.S. rating cut. Now, this rating cut we're talking about was the one I talked about at the beginning. The AAA rating for the United States credit is now down to AA plus. That's a tier below. Now, they're going to tell you, oh, it's no big deal. It's nearly the same. United States won't default. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have bad news for you. United States talks a lot of mess. One thing that you need to keep in mind, the United States GDP is a number. Doesn't matter what the number is. Guess how much the United States owes? It's more than their GDP. So in other words, just like an individual, if you make $5,000 a month and your bills are $5,500 a month, that means something has to give. Unlike the government, you as an individual, you can't print up 500 extra dollars to actually pay the bills. So you do what most Americans are doing. You say, I have $500 on a credit card, so I'll keep using my credit card. That's what the United States is doing. They'll keep using their credit card. There's one little problem when you're using that credit card. Now you owe even more money because of interest due. That is a recipe for bankruptcy. So therefore, that is the simplest way I can describe how the United States, more than likely, eventually, will have to come with their financial reckoning. And you don't want to be a part of that, ladies and gentlemen. You want to own assets. And I have to admit, you know I love gold and silver a little bit. So you should have a little bit of gold and silver ounces in your possession. All right? Now, that's just in case on a smaller scale. You also should start thinking about having assets, period. Not your money in a bank. Your money should be working for you on some assets, which most people realize some things pretty basic. Real estate is an asset. That is something that is titled to you, deeded to you in most instances. And you always have a way to possibly get a return on your money. It just doesn't flush down the toilet. So keep in mind, this is going down and you're going to have to make decisions. You can't just blindly say, I'm going to keep my money in a bank, keep my money in the stocks, keep my money somewhere else. You're going to have to hold on to your money somewhere and think about that heavily over the next couple of years. I still believe there's going to be a roaring 20s, but that's going to come about after they start reducing the interest rates, which should be in the next 4 to 6 months. Should be the first sign of that. And with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, please make comments down below. And I thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here, and that's why we have to keep pushing no matter what happens. Even when you are part of the 60% of the people that are living paycheck to paycheck, you still have to keep pushing some way. You have to figure out how to reduce your debt. You're going to have to figure out how to use your income to buy assets. We have many ways for you. So check out some of our live streams, especially like tonight. We have 2 live streams, but we have live streams Monday, Wednesday, and Friday where you can ask questions in the chat room, except on Wednesday night, unless you're a member. So come along for the ride, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get everything straight before SHIT hits the fan. And with all that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.